It's 4:11 in the afternoon. Summer, a normal Thursday, and then nothing. No warning, no explosion, no alarm. The lights just stop, all of them, at once. In the next 29 hours, 90 people in one city will die who weren't supposed to. And the terrifying part? Most of them had electricity. They had generators. They had emergency services. They had everything except the one thing that actually saves lives in a blackout. They had no idea what their brain was about to do to them. August 14th, 2003, a software bug, one single line of faulty code, in a power company in Ohio triggers a cascade that no one sees coming. Within 7 minutes, transmission lines across 8 states begin to fail. Within 11 minutes, the entire northeastern United States goes dark. 55 million people. One software bug. But here's what the headlines never told you about that night. The people who struggled most weren't the ones without power. They were the ones who had it and lost it anyway. Let's set the scene. Not 2003, now. Your city, 3 million people, a hot summer night. At 11:47 p.m., the grid goes down. Not from a storm, not from a bomb, from what experts call a cascading grid failure. The exact same mechanism that caused 2003. The exact same mechanism that NERC, the North American Reliability Agency, still lists as one of the top 5 infrastructure threats today. Your phone, 78% battery, but the cell towers run on backup power. Those backups last, on average, 4 to 8 hours. Your fridge, fine, for now. Food stays safe 4 hours if you don't open it. Your building, backup generator in the basement, fuel for 72 hours if it doesn't fail. 4 of 75 hospitals in New York in 2003 lost power within minutes. Their generators failed. And outside, 11,600 traffic signals, all dark. Now, before we talk about what to do, we need to talk about what your brain is going to do. First, without your permission. There's a phenomenon called normalcy bias. It was identified by survival psychologist Dr. John Leach after studying hundreds of disasters in emergency situations. Here's what it says.
When a catastrophe begins, 80% of people don't panic. They do nothing.
Not because they're cowards, not because they're stupid, because the human brain, under extreme stress, takes 8 to 10 seconds to process new information. And when it can't find an acceptable response, it loops, it stalls, it looks for confirmation that things are normal. In 9/11, researchers found that the average office worker took 6 full minutes before beginning to evacuate. Many stopped to check with colleagues first. Some turned off their computers before walking toward the stairs. During the Titanic sinking, the first lifeboat left half empty. People refused to board. They said,
"No problem, I'll be fine."
The ship was already sinking. So let me ask you something. Right now, in the dark, do you know where your shoes are? All right, the lights are out. You have approximately 4 to 8 hours before cell towers in your area go dark. Here is what the research says happens next, and in what order. Hour 0, the first 6 minutes. Your brain is in denial. Don't fight it, work with it. Step 1, do not reach for your phone first. Reach for a light source. Tactile, physical, a flashlight, a candle, anything that makes you feel in control. This is not about illumination. This is about interrupting the neural loop that's locking you into inaction. Military psychologists call this pattern interruption. When the brain is caught in a decision loop, a simple physical action, any physical action, breaks the cortisol cycle and restores prefrontal cortex function. The same part of your brain that makes decisions, the same part that cortisol is currently shutting down. Move, physically, first. The people who survived 2003 best were the ones who did something, anything, within the first 5 minutes. What was the single most common mistake people made in that blackout? They waited to find out how long it would last, and lost hours doing it. The rule of 3. 3 minutes without oxygen, 3 hours without shelter in extreme conditions, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. In a grid-down scenario, water is your first crisis. Not food, not communication, water. Here's what most people don't know. Electric water pumps serve most urban apartment buildings. In New York City in 2003, water pressure began dropping within hours as pumps lost power and backup systems failed. In Cleveland, pumping stations shut down within the first day. If the blackout lasts more than 48 hours, your tap water may stop or become unsafe. FEMA recommends 1 gallon per person per day, minimum. That's 3 gallons for the first 72 hours, per person. Your average household has approximately 0 gallons stored. So here is what you do, right now in hour 0, before you do anything else. Fill your bathtub. Fill every large pot you have. Water from the tap is safe until the pressure drops. Once the pipes drain, that source is gone. In 2003, New York City's 911 system received 80,000 calls in 29 hours. That's nearly 3 times normal volume. Emergency services responded to 5,000 medical calls, 2,000 more than usual. They couldn't reach everyone. What do you do when the people who are supposed to save you are already overwhelmed, before your situation has even been reported? Hour 2. Cell towers are degrading. After 9/11, FEMA and DHS studied communication collapse in disasters. They're finding, in any large-scale emergency, cellular networks become effectively non-functional within 2 to 4 hours. Not because they're damaged, because everyone tries to use them simultaneously. In the 2003 blackout, cell service jammed within minutes. Verizon's emergency 911 system failed multiple times. AT&T and other carriers lost service across affected areas. Your phone became a flashlight. Here's the hierarchy of communication when the grid is down. 1. Battery-powered AM/FM radio. This is your news source. This is your situation awareness. Emergency broadcasts will use AM radio first, always. In 2003, battery-powered radios were the single most important survival item. Not generators, not food, radios. 2. Know your neighbors' faces. Not their names on apps, their faces. In every studied disaster, from Katrina to Christchurch to 2003, the #1 factor in short-term survival was proximity to people who already trusted you. Community isn't a nice idea in a blackout. Community is infrastructure. 3. A prearranged meeting point. Not a text message, a location. If you can't communicate, where do you go? Where does your family know to look for you? Most people have never answered that question because they assumed they'd have signal to answer it when the time came. Let's talk about what actually killed people in 2003. The final study published in the American Journal of Public Health documented approximately 90 excess deaths in New York City alone during those 29 hours. Accidental deaths spiked by 122%. Not from violence, not from looting, from candles. When the power goes out, people reach for candles. This is instinct. This is what humans have done for 10,000 years. In 2003, New York City firefighters responded to 3,000 fire calls. From 4 p.m. of August 14th to midnight of August 15th, 60 major structure fires, caused mostly by unattended candles. There is a correct hierarchy for emergency lighting. 1. LED flashlight, batteries only. 2. Battery-powered lantern. 3. Headlamp, keeps your hands free. 4. Light sticks, chemical, no fire risk. 5. Candles, last resort, never unattended, never near fabric. The second invisible danger, carbon monoxide. In 2003 and in every major blackout since, the #1 cause of preventable deaths was running generators or gas stoves indoors for heat. Carbon monoxide has no color, no smell. By the time you feel symptoms, you may be too disoriented to act. The detector on your wall runs on electricity. It's dead. Battery-powered CO detector. This is not optional. This is the cheapest insurance policy you will ever buy. Now we need to talk about what happens if it doesn't come back. In 2003, most areas had power back within 29 hours. New York City, restored by midnight on the second day. Some areas of Michigan and Ontario, 4 days. In a more serious failure, an EMP event, a coordinated cyber attack on grid infrastructure, or a severe solar storm of the type that the National Academy of Sciences has called a low probability, high impact risk. The timeline isn't days. A 2008 congressional report on electromagnetic pulse threats estimated that a large-scale EMP event over the continental United States could disable between 70 and 100% of the grid simultaneously. Recovery timeline, 18 months to 4 years. 18 months. We are not building a bunker. We are not asking you to stockpile for the apocalypse. We're asking you to think clearly about a 72-hour window. Because research consistently shows the people who survive the first 72 hours of any grid failure survive the rest. The people who don't are overwhelmed in the first 6 hours because they were waiting for instructions, for confirmation, for someone to tell them it was real. Don't be the person waiting for permission to survive. So, here's what you build before the lights go out. Not a bunker, a 72-hour kit. Water, 1 gallon per person per day, 3 days minimum. For a family of 4, 12 gallons. Store it now. Water Bob, a bathtub liner, holds 100 gallons. Costs less than $30. Food, non-perishable, high-calorie, no cooking required. Canned goods, protein bars, peanut butter. Manual can opener. Don't forget that part. Your electric opener is now a decoration. Light. LED flashlight, 1 per person. Spare batteries, triple what you think you need. Battery-powered lantern for room lighting. Headlamp for hands-free work. Power. Portable battery bank, fully charged. A 20,000 milliampere hour bank can charge your phone 4 to 6 times. In a 72-hour blackout, that's the difference between knowing when the power comes back and not knowing. Communication. Battery or hand crank AM/FM radio. This is your single most important item after water. No a weather radio channel, free, always available, always accurate. Health. 30-day supply of any critical medications. Basic first aid kit, tourniquets, bandages, antiseptic. If someone in your household uses electric medical equipment, contact your power company now, before any emergency. Most utilities maintain a medical baseline registry. Most people don't know it exists. Cash, small bills, ATMs are down, credit card systems are down. The only transaction that works in a blackout is one that doesn't need a network. And your shoes. Put your shoes by your bed every night. Glass breaks. Floors become dangerous. In every studied high-rise fire evacuation, the single most common preventable injury was bare feet on broken glass. One final thing. The 72-hour window isn't just about supplies. It's about decisions you make before you need to make them. Pre-decide. Where do you go if your building isn't safe? Who are your neighbors? And do they know you? Where do you meet your family if phones are down? Answer these now, not when you need them. Now. Here is the question that survival researchers have never been able to answer. In 2003, a blackout that lasted less than 2 days, 90 people died in New York City who weren't supposed to. Not from violence, not from crime, from the entirely predictable, entirely preventable consequences of being unprepared for something that happens on a long enough timeline. Every major grid operator in North America has confirmed the infrastructure is aging. Climate events are stressing it harder every year. A cascading failure of 2003 scale can happen again. The only question is when. And when it does, in the first 6 hours, which category will you be in? The 80% who stand still, waiting for confirmation, or the 20% who already knew what to do? The research is not reassuring. The research says you will not know which category you're in until the moment arrives. But there is one thing that changes the outcome. Preparation isn't about gear, it's about pre-decision. The decision is already made. The action is already rehearsed. The brain doesn't have to loop. Because the brain that has a plan doesn't need 8 to 10 seconds to find an answer. It already has one. The city is dark. What do you do first? I want to leave you with one small thing to do before you sleep tonight. Not a shopping list, not a survival course, just one thing. Walk through your home, right now or when you finish watching. Find your flashlight, your radio, your shoes. If you can't find all three in under 30 seconds, you have a problem that requires a very simple fix. That's not fear, that's the opposite of fear. That's the thing that lets you sleep. Because the survival researchers are right about one thing. The people who survive first are the people who decided they would, before the lights went out. Drop a comment below. Tell me, how prepared are you right now? Honestly, scale of 1 to 10. No judgment, just the number. Because in the next video, we're going to take that number and change it. The next scenario involves something that has already happened to millions of people alive today. A city goes silent, not from a blackout, from something that spreads, before anyone admits it's real. Subscribe, the next one matters. VOIDFALL.